talking about the URL, that means Uniform Resource Locator. What I said, the address will be given to you. You have to find out that what type of address it is. Okay, this type of address means with protocol, then server address, then the file name will be there. It is an URL address. Okay, so static URL address is what the website on which the web page is stored on the server. That means in a server it will be stored and formatted and sent to the client. It is a primary code of HTML. HTML full form is hypertext markup language, and dynamic means that will going to change. It will be customized every day. You are saying that Google is changing every day, but Google basic page remain the same. So that is a basic page is a static page, and which are changing every day. Suppose different day, different type of Google GOGA Google that particularly someday for the science day, someday for the COVID days, they are using a different type of things. It is changing automatically. It is changing. So that is a dynamic page. Okay. So this is what www World Wide Web. That means suppose this is a web browser. A nice picture has been given here. Web browser. So from web browser, it will go to the network. From network, it will go to the web server. And what will happen similarly on that phase? That what you find it, you see here request from the web page and request for web page, request for web page, request for web page, then the web page is sending, web page is sending. Okay, so there are two tiers of the architecture. A web browser display the information on the content, and web server that transform the information to the client. Okay, DNS, what is the DNS full form? Domain name system. DNS full form is a domain name system. Domain name system means that the system where an human readable domain. For example, suppose www.python.mykvs.in. Okay, this is a domain. To the machine, it is readable for IP. IP means Internet Protocol Address. IP address will be there for what is the IP address? This is an example of IP address. I have shown you URL address. This is the domain address example, and this is the IP address example. IP address, remember, always come with a number. 182.156.84.26. So IP address always come with a number. URL address I have shown you, and domain name will come in like this www, and that URL address will come HTTP. So this way you can easily distinguish them. URL address at first you will see HTTP, domain name you will see at first www, and IP address you will see with numbers. Okay, so this is the request is been sent. See, request has been sent, response has been given with a IP address. So this is how you will going to give it. So generic domain is .com, .edu, .gov, .mil, .net, .org. All these are the domains. Okay, and country domain means .in, in for India, .us for United States. Okay, so Germany, GR. So all these are for the different type of state domain. Here, state domain and generic. Generic domain means the work, based on the work. What is commercial? COM means commercial. EDU means education. GOV means government. MIL means military. Okay. NET means net purpose. ORG means organizations. Okay. For the organization will use this domain. Here, government is use .gov domain. Educational site will use .edu domain. So these are the different domain. URL address, what I have said, you say. See, just now I have said you that this is the domain of domain name of the domain name will have www, and IP will have the number, and URL you see at first HTTP. HTTP first the protocol name, then the subdomain name. This is the subdomain name. This way you have to divide it. URL means Uniform Resource Locator. It is a global address accepted by any computer, any machines from anywhere of the world. Okay, so this way it has been divided. HTTP is the protocol name. This way you have to divide in your copy also, and you have to write it, then only you will get the marks. HTTP, then the subdomain name, then this portion is the domain name. After the dot mykvs.in is the domain name, then syllabus, this is the path. Okay, so this is how your IP address is same as an URL or web address. No, that is not. Okay, IP address is a unique number. IP address I have shown you. See the IP address. IP address is a unique number. There is the IP address. IP address is a unique number, but URL is same for all. Okay, so with that particular URL you can join, you can make up the